it was kind of like a life-changing experience. It wasn't like something magical happened, but it was just like after that there was the turning point, and then suddenly I was able to really enjoy all the little things.
今天我们就想聊一下跟自然有关的话题，它到底是哪里美呢？怎么美呢？你可以用几个词形容一下吗？就现在的这种景色。
没被污染了，很绿。山清水秀。
或者青山绿水。
青山绿水 ，beautiful as a painting。
风景如画。
风景如画。
那你们呢？其实我相信你们给出的关键词应该差不多。还有一个词就是它们代表了生命，因为这些草啊，还有山，
对，
包括这些蝴蝶、这些小精灵，它们也是生命，所以你可以感觉到生命力，对不对？你能吗？
能。
就是这样子的。我们感觉现在很美，那它因为它是跟自然有关、跟生命有关的，我们可以感觉到生机勃勃，然后一切都是很安静、很美好、很纯粹的，就是回归到自然。对于我来说，我觉得我确实对这方面的感知能力比别人要强。比如说我很小的时候，我可能才只有几岁的时候，我就习惯每天清早，然后起床之后的第一件事情就是去我家的小菜园里面，就是蹲在这里，看我种的这个小花，我能看一个早上，然后看完之后呢，就感觉好满足呀，它们真的好好看，然后就回家吃饭上学。所以我从很小的时候没有人教我，我就会能够感受到这些真的让我很幸福。当时其实我也不知道幸福是什么呀，自然我都不知道，但我就是记得那种感觉会让我感觉真的，就感觉自己的内心很丰盈，感觉很舒服。
I don't know if everyone can just straight away go out and experience it. I think maybe for you as well, because you grew up in nature. You grew up with a river nearby, and you grew up with running through fields and stuff. Whereas I think me and a lot of other people, I grew up in a village that was part of a town which was part of a city, so I didn't have much nature around me. I mean, it's not very easy to reconnect with nature. I remember for me, the first time I felt like I truly understood what nature was after my university, and I went on my first hike, just without my parents taking me, or on a school trip or something like that. And I was able to just walk where I wanted to and experience what I wanted to experience and take photos of what I wanted to take photos of. And suddenly I just felt like I was in the middle of mountains surrounded by nothing, and I was just totally blown away by the sheer unadulterated nature, untouched nature, and it took that experience for me to then after that be able to really enjoy the little things, the grass under your feet and the smell of a flower. Before that I didn't really care about those kind of things, but after that it was kind of like a life-changing experience. It wasn't like something magical happened, but it was just after that there was the turning point, and then suddenly I was able to really enjoy all the little things.
所以你想表达的也是，其实不在于那个地方有多出名，有多流行，真正在于的是你能不能够就是在那个地方能够去仔细观察，去感受每一棵小树，甚至每一个 mushroom， 去感受那些生命。
Even a forest has so much to show you, and I think that's the kind of place that's so often overlooked. It's just it's a forest, all the trees are the same. But no, not really. When you go there closely and you see all the different kinds of mushrooms, or you see all the little insects, you hear the birds, you see the squirrels, there is a lot to see even in the places that don't seem that magical. It's just a forest.
即便是你在城市，你在一个不是特别美丽的村子里，但我相信都是有自然可以存在的。不管是一片野草地，还是一片小麦地，还是什么玉米地，它都是有生命的。只要是有生命、有绿色的地方，我都可以，你知道吗？从里面就是发现一些力量。其实今天我真正想传达的一个就是，不用去羡慕那些旅游的人羡慕别人有去发现大好河山，去不同的地方有不同的经历。如果你真的目前做不到的话，那我们真的是可以通过身边的一些美，身边的一些这些普通的美。当你明白了，其实所谓的旅行并不是只是为了看一眼，去看一遍，证明我看过了， 而是你真的可以从你眼睛里面看到的东西，能够感受到一点力量的时候，我觉得那一刻你才知道，哦，其实旅行不是只有出远门才是旅行，而是说你的心已经在路上了，你的心愿意离开你的屋子，去感受一下你屋子之外的一些事情。
Definitely probably you as well, chose this lifestyle, because we get to spend our time in the places outside of cities. And there's such a big deal for me, like I feel like a city drains my energy when I'm there, but when I'm here, like this gives me energy, just walking through this. And yeah, it's hard to, like you say, like when you're in a modern mindset and you want to earn money for your family and you want to buy a house and whatever, it's much easier to do in the city and the wages are higher and whatever. But then you have to ask yourself, what is it that you really want out of life? And for me, it's so easy to answer, like
Mountains.
well, just being closer to nature. Yeah. I don't want to be rushing about every day. I want to be slowly walking through the butterflies.
不要羡慕那些旅游博主，羡慕他们的生活。当然，你可以心生向往，你可以告诉自己以后我也要怎么样。但是，请也不要忽略了你身边的美。让你们看看他平时是怎么样享受nature的。